I've got some new makeup to test out today, so let's go ahead and get into it. If you guys aren't subscribed to my channel, hello, my name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I have a major passion for makeup, so if you like to see new makeup releases, if you like to chat about whether products are tan girl friendly, then this is the place for you. Highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. So I have my base on, but I do have some new products I picked up during the Sephora sale, as well as these new palettes from Kryptein Cosmetics. So I figured let's chat about Kryptein Cosmetics really quick. I did just see an Instagram post on their feed saying that they were going to stop shipping on April 18th. So I don't know if that means that I should be like, okay, you guys, you've got a certain amount of days to pick up any of their palettes if you want to. I'm so bummed because this was definitely a brand I was so excited to get to know. We were definitely in the early phases of our relationship, but I did buy their Atlantis and Violet Crazy palettes in 2024, and they just released these for spring, and I love these types of palettes. So I grabbed them, and I have close-ups and swatches. So let me just show it to you really quick because they're so beautiful. First of all, I love the packaging. It's this beautiful, like, holographic, I don't know what kind of material this is, but it has a total vibe to it. So the first palette, the Secret Garden one, has the most beautiful, almost like a flower garden vibe to it. Such gorgeous shades. So the shade Lily is like iridescent that shifts yellow. Daffodil is a beautiful pastel yellow shade. Daisy is a gorgeous bright yellow shimmer. Marigold is a peachy matte. Tulip is a beautiful shifty shade. It goes from like pink to yellow to orange and green, so gorgeous. And then we've got Oleander, which is a beautiful mauve. The shade Hydrangea is a matte muted green. Ivy is a beautiful green metallic. Osmanthus is a beautiful mustard shade. Sunflower is another gorgeous shifty shade that goes from yellow to orange. And then Orchid is a beautiful dark matte burgundy shade. And Peony is another gorgeous shifty shadow that goes from a beautiful like berry to orange. And these shadows are so shifty and wow, wow, wow. I'm so glad I picked these palettes up. So we've got 6 mattes and 6 shimmers in this palette. And I just love it so, so much. So I did pay $108 for the 2 palettes, in case you're wondering. And I do believe this brand is made in China. I don't have the boxes with me anymore, so I don't really have much to say about that. Now, Secret Garden 2 is a more purpley vibe. I honestly feel like they nailed this color story. I just always have such respect for brands and how they come up with color stories because it's not an easy job, and I just love this one so much. So Calla is a beautiful like minty baby blue. Then there's a shade called Gypsophilia. I am so butchering that. I'm so sorry. But it's a beautiful minty shade that shifts from blue to mint. Eustoma is a beautiful matte pink. Freesia is a beautiful shimmery pinky purpley shade. We've got Carnation, another beautiful mauve. Rose is a beautiful metallic pink. Jasmine is a beautiful minty color that has like a shift of pink in it. Larkspur is a beautiful periwinkle shade. Petunia is a purple metallic. Iris is a purple matte. Datura is a gorgeous multi-chrome that shifts from like an olive to a purple. And then the shade Dahlia is a really dark browny purpley color. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying the close-ups and the swatches. I feel like for each of these palettes having been a little over $50, and I think they also did free shipping, I'm totally happy with my purchase. And I'm so excited to put these on my eyeballs. So let's start off with the Secret Garden one. And I'm going to use my Made by Mitchell little color case maybe. And we'll use this as a base because why not? And I'm not really even sure what kind of look I'm going for. But gosh, this palette has some beautiful shades in it. So maybe I'll go in with this like neon green over here. and I'll just plop that all over the crease. I really liked using a colorful base. I feel like it's almost like an extra shade that you can use as a gorgeous, like, blended out look in the crease. So came in really handy with the Unearthly palettes that I recently tried out. This brand is going to stop shipping to the US. I want you guys to be able to grab their stuff because that honestly sucks. I feel really sad about it because I feel like, is this like the end? Maybe it's not. Like, maybe brands will like pivot, but oh my gosh, I even saw, like, not just makeup brands. My favorite planner company, Simplified Planners, they're made in China, and I know the owner of that brand has been posting about how these tariffs are gonna really increase their manufacturing costs, and that they looked into manufacturing the planners in the US a while ago, but they just couldn't find a facility that had the same quality. And basically now with the tariffs, it's gonna really like double or something their manufacturing costs, and so they're gonna have to increase the price of their planners, which, like, I totally get that, but it also sucks because, I mean, people are gonna probably lose out on business because regular people can't afford to pay the price it's gonna cost to make things in other countries, or basically to bring manufacturing back to the US. But listen, I'm no economist, so I'm not going to speak on it much further, but I'm just feeling a little bit down because I'm like, my brands, like, I want to be able to buy from brands, you know? What do we want to do next? I feel like I want to go in with Orchid, but I want to use the shade Daisy. Honestly, is like calling to me, and Sunflower looks gorgeous too. So let's start with Daisy, and then we'll see if we can incorporate Sunflower as well. Okay, I'm going to grab this big old brush from Sigma that I haven't used in a while, and I had to decant my Milk Makeup setting spray. I had it in the Milk Makeup bottle, but if you saw my Unearthly video, I was trying to spray it and the bottle was not working, so I had to switch it to this Charlotte Tilbury bottle, which I panned the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray finally. I've been actually trying so hard to wear my Shop My Stash, so I actually managed to pan it finally after like a whole year of just like dragging. So that is the shade Daisy just on my lid. And I'm going to take a little bit of Sunflower too, and I'm just going to plop it right on top of Daisy. This is such a pretty color story. It's so perfect for spring and summer. I can't even with how gorgeous this is. Okay, so I loved this brush when I used it the last time, and I'm going to go into the shade Orchid, which is that beautiful like burgundy shade. And I love the shape of this brush, so I'm just going to use it to just throw in a little bit of Orchid in the outer corner. That's so pretty. Okay, loving how that's looking. I'm just adding a little more of that shimmer shade. Gonna grab a little bit more of Hydrangea and just kind of help blend. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna line the waterline here and finish up the inner corner quick. Okay, so I did just use my Prada Menta, I think is the shade, eyeliner. I picked this up before the Sephora sale because I was curious about this color. And it's such a creamy eyeliner. I actually picked up the black shade during the sale to try out as well because I always feel like I'm on the hunt for a good black eyeliner. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted. I have to take the shade Lily, which is the beautiful iridescent shade in this palette. And we have to plop that on the inner corner, of course. Look at how bright and beautiful and green that is. Oh my gosh. These eyeshadows are so pretty. I have no idea where these palettes are made, like in what factory, but these are like some top tier formulas. So I would compare them to a lot of similar palettes that I've tried from my other favorite indie brand palettes. So I'm just taking the shade Hydrangea and just joining the outer corner with the inner corner and just blending it a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of Orchid and just kind of bring it down into the waterline as well. And so that is the look with the Secret Garden 1 palette. Now I'm going to switch over to Secret Garden 2 because, like I said, apparently the tariffs are going to stop them from selling to the US, and you have until the 18th, I guess, to place an order. So I think I'm going to go with pinky purple on this one. So I'll probably use this pink as my base on this eye. I'm going to start off with the shade Iris. It's a really pretty purpley color, and I'm just gonna kind of plop that all over my crease and kind of pack it on. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that pastel pink shade, and I'm just gonna plop that like right on the inner portion of the lid just to kind of brighten things up, and in the crease as well. And then I'm gonna go into the shade Carnation, which is like a pretty mauve color, and I just want to bring that on the outer part of the crease as well and just kind of pull it in and blend everything. Okay, and then for the shimmer shade, I think I definitely want to use Freesia, and the shade Rose is stunning too. So we'll see. I'm kind of looking for a more kind of like light wash of color on the lid. So I think I'm going to go with Freesia, even though some of those shimmer shades look so sultry and beautiful. So I picked up a big amount of the shade on this big old Sigma brush that I cleaned off on my Sigma switch. And I'm going to try and pack it because it's a flaky shadow. And so we'll see. Oh, that's pretty, huh? Oh, so pretty. I'm going to try my finger. Oh, that's such a pretty shifty shadow. You get a little bit of fallout, but that looks so cute. I'm just like sitting here hyping myself up as usual. I'm going to go into Dahlia, which is that deep shade, and I'm just going to run that on the outer corner, kind of similar to what I did on the other eye as well. Oh, that's a pretty color. It's really sticking to my lid too. Probably because I used so much spray on the shimmer shadow. I'm just going in with the big old blending brush that I used and trying to blend that out a little bit. This one's definitely like a little bit more soft compared to the look I did on the other eye with the Secret Garden 1. Okay, so I ran a little bit of the shade Dahlia onto the lower lash line, and I think with this look I can use my black liner from Prada and see how this performs in the waterline as well. Okay, so first swipe with this was really nice and creamy. So far I like it. I don't know if I can say it was worth the $35 just yet, but I'll definitely continue to use this and keep you guys posted. Okay, so I'm going to go into the shade Iris with the pencil brush, and I'm just going to run that back and forth on the lower lash line. And then I'm going to use the shade Freesia on the inner corner as well, since the other lighter shimmers are all in kind of like the blue family. And so I'm just going to plop that right there, and I think it's pulling more purple on the inner corner. Okay, I really like how both of these eye looks turned out. So I'll throw on mascara and stuff later, but now I have two bronzers I want to test out as well that I picked up during the sale. I mentioned these in my recommendation video. So I have the Haus Labs bronzer. I grabbed this in the shade Amber Horizon, which is the medium. And then I have the Hula Wave bronzer. So this is a natural finish, water resistant, smudge proof. And the Haus Labs one is a velvet bronzer. It says that it's a 24-month shelf life and it's made in Italy. So I just love bronzers, so I had to get two for the Sephora sale because these are newer and I was really curious. Okay, so just to be fair, I'm going to grab two clean bronzer brushes. These are the same, they're just from two different collections from Sigma. This is their F44. It's like a really nice sculpted fan brush, so I'm so excited. I don't even know which one to use. Okay, let's use the Hula one first because I'm so curious about it. Okay, so it feels like a powder actually. I thought it was going to be more of like a cream, but it feels like a powder. So I loaded up the brush And I'm just gonna put it where I would usually put bronzer. Usually I go in with a cream, but since I haven't used these, I'm just curious to see how they apply. Can you guys actually see anything, or am I just like delusional? No, there it is. It's pretty. It's subtle, but it's nice. Is it like changing my life? I don't think so, not yet, but it's about to be summer here, so I'm ready to have some new bronzers to play with, and I'll do the House Labs one on this side. Okay, this one I picked up, I feel like I could see the product, so it's crazy. I bought 3 bronzers during the Sephora sale. I bought the Dior one, the Jumbo. I bought the House Labs and the Hoola bronzer. I've been trying so hard not to buy too much during the Sephora sale, although I'm so tempted. I just haven't really had that much extra money to spend on makeup. I feel like, you know, just how I make money on the internet has just been a little bit slow for me, and it is what it is. You just have to adjust. And I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard because I know that I have to spend in Florida and stuff, and I don't want to have to rely on my partner's income. So this is the 2 bronzers so far. Honestly, they both look fine. I'm not like blown away by either of them, but I will keep you guys updated, of course. And then I did get the Rare Beauty blushes in PR. I did kind of do a video with those on Instagram. I haven't posted it yet, but I did get them. They're so pretty, but I want to play with this one because I actually bought this one with my own money. This is the Fenty Beauty Hot Cheeks Cherry Pied blush, and like look at that shade. So we need to know for science if this one is any good. So I'm going to use the Sigma brush. I love the shape of these Sigma brushes. This is the tapered highlighter, but I love to use a brush like this for blush. So I'm just going to go in with a light hand because I feel like this is going to be extremely pigmented. It's definitely like a blushy highlighter. So pretty. This is such a great blush for the summertime. I will say I'm a little bit worried because I know the highlighter version of this product, or the highlighters they have in this packaging, are so fragile. So I'm like, should I pack this on my trip? But I also know that I'll probably be devastated if it breaks. So I'll probably not bring this traveling with me. But oh, that is so stunning. And it's just like perfectly diffused. I feel like I should demo the Rare Beauty blush for you guys again, but since I have 2 different eye looks on and 2 different bronzers on, I figure I should at least try and be consistent with the blushes at this point. So I'm not going to use 2 blushes on each cheek, but this blush is just one I could feel myself using a lot because it goes with so many looks. Like this one is like a hot, intense look, and then this one is just like a purpley, less intense look, I guess, in my mind. But I love this blush with both of these color stories. So if you're looking for like a great like hot girl summer, is that a suntan or is that a blush, this might be a good one to pick up. And it blends out so beautifully. And then for highlighter, this isn't a Sephora purchase, but I did buy the NYX Buttermilk highlight, and I already used it in another video, but I'm just gonna use it again because this is the newest highlighter I have and I don't have anything else, so why not? I'm gonna give my brush a little spray. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually try the 3 new lip glosses from Samantha March and OFRA. She did send these over, so I'm so excited to try them out. I'm gonna swatch all of these on my lips for you really quick just so you can see them on my complexion, and then I'll do something with my hair and finish off this video, but these are so pretty. So this is the lightest color. It's called Next. It has like a coconutty flavor to it, and it's glossy, but it's not sticky. Okay, the next shade is Chapter, and I'm excited. This is like a mid-tone mauve shade. I think they all have the same flavor. Ooh, this is pretty. I feel like it's been a hot second since I've tried a OFRA lip product, and these lip glosses are so nice. So if you're like a lip gloss person, I feel like this collection from Samantha is so top notch. So the shade Femme is the one I'm most excited for because it looks like it's a deeper color, and I love just brown lip products in general. So save the best for last. Just kidding, they're all beautiful. This one though, I think is my favorite. It's so pretty, and I would just wear this as a lip color. You guys know me, I love a glossy lip, and so that is the shade Femme. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw out some mascara, do something with his hair, and I'll be right back to give you guys my first impressions on all of the products I tried out today. Okay friends, here is the finished looks, or look, whatever. Anyway, here it is. I am so in love with everything I tried out today. So let me tell you really quick what else is on my face today before I started this makeup look. So I did use the Anastasia Impeccable Foundation again. I'm just curious to see what I think about this. I am going to Florida at the end of the month, and I'm trying to decide which foundation to bring, so I've been trying that. And then my Estee Lauder concealer. I have this in the shade 3W. I almost want to know if I should pick up another shade of this because I love it so much. And then I picked up the Milk Makeup eyebrow gel. I did put this on before the video because how fun is it to wear eyebrow gel in a video? But my friends recommended this and said it's very much life proof. It is the Kush High Roll Brow Tint Gel, and I believe this is a tubing brow gel. So if you want to fill in your brow hairs, check this out. But I heard from my friends that live in much warmer climates than me that this is like sweat proof and life proof, so I'm excited. And I did brush it into my brows. I did have a bit of a hard time because the brush is a little bit bigger than I like, so I had to kind of brush through with the spoolie, but we survived. So that is technically a new product that I tested out today, but I didn't film applying it. Let's talk about these glosses really quick. I think these are so lovely. They smell like tropical vacations and suntan lotion, so I love that. For me, I'm definitely gonna be packing one of these for my upcoming trip, I think. And yeah, I really like the shades that they did together. So congratulations to Samantha and her friends on this awesome OFRA collab. This highlighter is a classic highlighter, so I don't really feel like I need more of these by any means. The formula isn't really blowing me away that much. I got this in the shade Glaze Butter, and this is from the brand NYX. So I picked mine up at Ulta, and I wasn't even gonna buy a highlighter, but I was placing a Ulta order, so I was like, why not? And I grabbed it, but it's fine. It's beautiful, but it's not that unique to my collection. I know they had like a pretty minty shade and like a purpley shade, but I'm not really into colorful highlighters, so I didn't grab any of those. I'm really happy with my blush purchase. I was expecting to really like this, and I can happily report that my expectations were met by this one. I could definitely see myself reaching for this a ton in the summertime. It's such a beautiful blushy highlighter, so happy I picked this up. I know this comes in another shade as well. It's a more plummy looking color, but I didn't want a deep shade of blush, so I just grabbed the one shade. I know last summer they came out with like a similar product, and I grabbed every single shade, and they're probably kind of similar. I should probably compare them, but I'm happy I picked this up, and I love this packaging as well. And so far we don't have any casualties, so I will keep you guys posted. But if you were thinking about picking this up during the Sephora sale, I think I feel comfortable recommending it to you guys. And then as far as the bronzers go, I don't really know if this showed up on my skin tone, but I'll definitely keep trying it. So far, I like the Haus Labs bronzer. I felt like the color actually showed up on me. So I was definitely nervous about picking a shade because there's so many shades, and I feel like I didn't do the greatest job picking out the shade the last time when these launched. So hopefully this shade and I get along really well. And then last but certainly not least, the two eyeshadow palettes from Kryptein. I think these are so beautiful. I definitely feel like I wish I had more time to create with them, but since they're no longer selling in the US as of April 18th, I figured I should do something quick with these in case you guys wanted to grab them. So I would say honestly get both because these are so beautiful, and these are just the kind of palettes and collections that make me fall in love with eyeshadows. I am a sucker for brands that make uniformed eyeshadow palettes like this, and I have two more. So I can't find my Violet Crazy, but here is the Atlantis palette, and if this one is in stock, I would grab this one too because I personally feel like these palettes are really nice quality and they just did such a good job. So I highly recommend this brand, and hopefully things will end up maybe changing and they'll be able to ship back into the US. I get it though, it's just uncertain times, so I don't even really know what to say, but I wanted to get a video up with these palettes because I love them so much. So those are all my first impressions of some of the things that I picked up during the Sephora sale, some of my favorite indie brands. My friend did a collab with OFRA, so I just wanted to throw everything in here so that you guys could hear some of my thoughts and see the products in action. I hope this video was somewhat useful. If you do have a little bit more time to hang out, YouTube should be popping up some of my other videos for you guys to check out. If this is all the time we have today, I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, friends!